Okay guys, so trying to get everything mocked up. Built a little stand here for the turbo, and it's gonna kind of live right around in there. So I've got to be able to get that pipe right there up and in here as well. So I'm kind of doing some figuring, some thinking, trying to sort through all this, trying to figure this out, how I want to do it, what I want to do. The intercooler piping is going to be fun because there is no room to go through there, so there's going to be some cutting, but I will get through there. It's very minimal room, but hey, you know, a lot of guys use the aluminum core support, which not a bad idea right now. So I'm just trying to think through all of this in my head and how I want to do this. So anyway, got the turbo basically set up over here, trying to get it all mocked up a little bit and sort through everything. So I know I'm not showing a lot of work. It's just me running to the grinder, me running to this, to that. There's not a whole lot going on. I mean, that's the monkey fab pieces and parts, and I literally just slid that on. So there's not a whole lot to show. I'm gonna try to cut that exhaust manifold here in just a second. Clean that up with the grinder a little bit. I'm gonna do some ceramic coating on these to kind of keep the heat down as well on all of this, because there's some heat up here, especially with this turbo. So anyway, I'm going to use 2.5-inch piping on the intercooler, I think, is what I finally decided, because it's just a lot. It's a lot quick. I wish the turbo wasn't V-band clamped. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a V-band clamp on it. I can pull that off. It's like a 4-inch V-band. I wish it was just kind of where you could slip it over it and all that, but anyway, more to come, but that's where I'm at so far, guys. Okay, back at it, guys. Gotta get this stuff. Gonna use some fancy exhaust tubing here. Got to get this stuff plumbed up real quick. So I'm going to make some cuts and finish up the polishing side of the hot side. And I don't know why I'm pulling this off. When I heat it up, it'll come right off. Glue off. So I'm gonna measure this up real fast and get that going. Got so many tools and so much stuff. It's like, geez, can I get any more stuff here? I finally finished ordering a lot of parts the other day, and so I think I've got everything coming that's needed for the most part. That'll be good. Plumbing, fittings, all the stuffs, and so yeah. Definitely gonna have to cut some off of this guy to get it to even come around. So let's pull the bottom one off and start there. Get all the welding off there. Switch over. Be done with all the muggy weld stuff. You know, it's kind of been interesting, guys. I've been thinking about, you know, what creates a good YouTube channel that you guys would be interested in, because it takes a lot of time, and just being honest, it takes a lot of time and energy for these for these videos, you know, I kind of see now why a lot of people don't do them and why it takes so much time, effort, and energy. And, you know, it's important to some people. I mean, I want to show people how to do this stuff, but, you know, probably the main goal of me doing this is really to kind of build the channel. Just being completely honest with you, it's like, it's hard to use my cell phone because, you know, you got to download videos and different things, and that gets pricey. And there's just a lot in that, being able to move data over. And so this camera is an HD camera, but it's not great. And you guys can kind of tell that. And so I want to upgrade the camera and do some things and get some good content for you guys. But, you know, it's just kind of tricky trying to figure out how to build this and how to get trust and value this. And that's kind of my goal, just being honest with you, is trying to build this channel and get things going and showing people. You know, the other day using the arc welder, using the muggy weld with the stick welder and getting that welded up, those settings for that stick welding are huge. And I had it too hot, and then I had it too cold, and the puddle just kind of let go. So there's a lot of art to this stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out what you guys are interested in. You know, turbos are popular. There's a lot to building a turbo. And I'm going to be changing up this mount. You know, there's going to be a lot of reasons why I'm changing this mount. We're going to come off these bolts over here. And so when the motor flexes, the turbo will move instead of continuing. I may leave this bar here and all that set up, but it won't be mounted to it per se. So I spent a lot of time and effort, but hey, at least it'll hold it for mocking it up. So there's a lot of things you do for mock up and, you know, different things that just part of the build so that you don't have to hold it in place and measure it. But, you know, I'm kind of rambling here all over the place. Just wanted to increase the channel so that it motivates me to spend some more time with this camera, because it takes time to copy this stuff. So if you guys are interested, please like and share. I'm going to stop rambling and get to work. You know, a lot of people, I've had some questions. Hey, you know, ECU, what are you running? Right now, the ECU is not in the truck, so I'm not even going to show you. Because when I'm welding on things, you know, you don't want to weld on cars with ECUs in them, or you definitely want to be careful how you ground stuff. So I just took all the electronics as much as I could out of this thing, so it's not even in here. And then that way I'm not worried about hurting it or causing any problems or short-circuiting anything with a ground or running arcs through it and whatever. So it's not in here. But I love the Holley Terminator kit, and you're gonna see when I run a 4-port Mac boost solenoid how easy it is to roll in the boost and control it with a wastegate. And it's gonna be amazing, because turbos are hard to drive, and a lot of people, you know, that's why they wreck, because you're in and out of boost, and when you pedal it per se, you know, you break traction, or, you know, whatever, boost comes in too hard, and whatever surface you're on, and it can cause a lot of challenges. And you know, that's why you watch a lot of cars racing on the street or whatever. They get in it once, they get loose, they get crazy, they get out of it, they get back in it, and then it causes problems. You know, that's when they wreck or they have problems. And so, you know, we talk a lot about, if you get out of it, just stay out of it. But I'm going to hopefully try to build some opportunities to where, with the technology of the Terminator, it's already got the two-step built in, bulb box, whatever you want to call it. It's already got that in there, and it's already got a lot of stuff that's done. Now it's got some things for pressure and things that the Dominator don't have, but there's some ways around that stuff, and I'm going to be making some tuning videos. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. But that's going to be later on, because I'm nowhere near tuning right now. I'm not even close to it. So still plumbing, but, you know, let me know what you guys are interested in. Leave some comments if, you know, you want to learn more about, hey, I want to make some turbos from these manifolds. Show me more about the specifics that I got. I'll give you the numbers off these things, whatever, guys. But please like and share, and I'm done. The end of that. So let's get back to this thing, because this right here, getting this hot side set up, I want to get this cut and try to get that set up tonight and figure out how I'm going to make this happen. And I might have cut that too short, because now I'm kind of looking at it going, dang it, I'm off. But I'm going to get that figured out. I'm going to get this going and cut this down and get all this hot side done. Basically, I'm going to pie cut this 90 right here on the bottom from the passenger side. I'm just kind of looking to see if y'all can see that. So I'm going to pie cut. When I was talking about that 90 right there, that's the one I'm talking about. This guy, I may have to weld a piece to it. That's fine, I don't care. I'll put it back on. I actually have the piece I cut off, so I can put all that back on just well. It's not fun, it's not easy, it's not ideal, but getting all this set up. I originally had it over here, and I've just moved it around. So anyway, that's part of mocking this stuff up, right? I don't have a lot of time tonight, so I'm kind of in a hurry to try to get as much done as possible, which is probably my problem, just being busy, you know, dealing with patients at the office, clients and whatnot. There's just a lot going on in life. And so anyway, I try to get as much done as I can, as fast as I can, but I'm probably, as you can tell, probably gonna end up cutting this down a little bit more, and basically probably having to weld some more to that. So, because I don't want to fill a gap, that's going to be a lot of gap to fill, and I'm going to try to pull that back as much as possible. And I want to get that other pie cut done. It's at Kev's Automotive, and we're going to pie cut that, but we're going to use this. I want to get that set up and made, but I don't necessarily want to weld it on yet. And I haven't figured out if I'm probably going to have to weld this just because of the short radius, and I don't have a lot of room. I was thinking about V-banding that, but I'm like, what's the point of V-banding that? I'll just V-band this stuff. Fine, that comes off easy right there, and then you can take the flange off if you have to get it off or whatever. But anyway, I'm rambling. So, you know, just thinking down the road, like why I'm doing what I'm doing and how to make it easier and all the good things. So anyway, these guys are flared on the end. This, guys, is cheap, but I plan on ceramic coating it and covering it. And a lot of guys, that's trash. Yeah, it's not ideal for sure. You know, this mandrel bend right here, it's definitely not, it's not a mandrel bend for sure. It's definitely not ideal, I will say that. And it's not really what I would ideally want to use, but $6. And, you know, I could have probably bought a crossover from a junkyard. Probably been a little better, but air goes through it when you blow in it, so it'll flow air, so that's key. And I mean, if I'm looking for a max build, this is not